Hello, our hackers. I am founder and CEO of Blackbird, and you can search me on Google. I have multiple companies under the name of Blackbird, Institute of Cybersecurity and Ethical Hacking, and Blackbird Interview, and Blackbird Cybersecurity Blogs, and I also run my YouTube channel. So let's start today's video. The story of the I Love You virus, one of the most impactful cyber attack in the history. The story begins in the small city in Philippines, Manila, where two young programmers lived together in a small apartment. Their dream was simple: to earn master degree in computer science. But there was one big problem. They did not have internet access, and in today's world, we all know how difficult it is to survive even one day without the internet. If you are from computer science background, you can understand this well. Personally, I cannot even imagine spending a day without the internet. I create a stand It creates a strange kind of discomfort on me. So let's come back to the story. At the at that time in the Philippines, internet access was expensive. Users had to pay money even to access their email account. To solve this problem, one of the programmers, Onel, came up with an idea. His idea was simple: to create a program that could steal users' email password and send them back to him. So he could use internet access for free. Yes, he created a program that could capture login credential and send them to him. This was beginning of something dangerous. He named it something like a Trojan, because Trojan is a type of malware that hide itself and perform malicious action. If you are in cybersecurity, you already know how dangerous Trojan can be. Then came May 4, 2000, a day that changed digital history. Onel made a small modification to his code. He thought, what if the program could not only steal password but also spread itself automatically to other computer through emails. This means if one system get infected, it can send itself to many other users, increase its reach massively. And that's exactly what he built. He created a virus that disguised itself as a love letter. This The email subject was I love you, and attachment name was love letter from you.txt.bvs. Now here's the trick. Because of window setting, the .vbs extension was hidden, so users only saw love letter for you.txt, which looked like a simple harmless txt file. But in the reality, it was dangerous script. One morning, Onel sent this mail, maybe to test it, maybe to friend, or maybe to himself. Then he sent it to a few contacts, and suddenly an explosion happened. As soon as Awesome on the clicked the attachment, the virus executed. Activated instantly. It gained access to system and sent sensitive data like password back to the creator. But this was just the beginning. The virus started acting like digital tsunami. First, it scanned the system, then it targeted files like image.jpg, music files, mp3 documents, and replaced them with its own malicious code. Imagine this: a father's childhood photos of his daughter, a musician's year of recorded work, a writer's manuscripts, everything destroyed in a second. The file name stayed the same, but content was replaced, and inside those files a message appeared. Kindly check the attachment, love letter coming from me. But the most dangerous part was still coming. The virus accessed the user's Outlook email address book, and then it started sending itself to every contact automatically. This was real power. One affected user sent it to 10 people. Those 10 people sent to 100, then 1,000. It spread like wildfire across the internet. From the Philippines, it reached Hong Kong, then Europe, and when morning started in the United States, chaos began. In cities like New York, Washington DC, London, people opened their email and saw a message, I love you. It looked emotional, personal, maybe from a friend or secret admirer. People smiled, they got curious, and they clicked. And that was biggest mistake, because this attack did not just target computer, it target human emotions. Soon system started crashing, computer shut down, strange activity appeared on screen. Within minutes, organizations around the world were affected. Even major institutions like the Pentagon, government office, large corporations like Microsoft and Ford had to shut down their email system. Even intelligence agencies were impacted. Panic spread everywhere. People started asking, is this a cyber war? Is this a terrorist attack? Experts soon realized that this is a worm, a type of malware that can spread itself automatically, but stopping it was extremely difficult. Antivirus companies released updates rapidly, but the virus spread faster than the updates. Company had to disconnect network, clean system manually, restore backup. It looks day. It took day, even weeks. The total damage estimate between 5 to 10 billion dollars. It has large amount. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, O'Neill probably never imagined the impact of his code. When authorities reached him, he was shocked. At the time, there was and were no strong cyber law in Philippines. He was arrested briefly, but later released. In an interview, he said, I did not think I did something wrong. I just wanted internet access. This shocked the world. A person who caused billions in damage did not fully understand the consequences. The story is not just about a virus, it's about human psychology. It's so that the biggest vulnerability is not technology, it is human curiosity and emotion. People clicked because of love, not because of hacking. After this incident, email security improved, attachments were filtered, awareness increased. This event became turning point in the cyber history. It proved one thing, that the future of warfare may not be fought with weapons but with code, and sometimes the weapon can be as simple as a love letter. So, this is where our story ends. Thank you to for watching, and please like and subscribe so I can bring more such powerful story. Thank you.